So, well, first of all, hello. I'm in Arizona in the desert right now, near my parents' home. And I guess that opens up the discussion of what I want to talk about, which is the fact that I'm at home living with my parents currently for a temporary, hopefully, amount of time. So, for those of you who didn't notice and don't follow me on social media elsewhere, a few days ago I ended up making a post on Instagram. I posted a picture of Ganesh, but I talked about pretty much the topic of being a victim and how I have been feeling lately. Sometimes, most recently actually, I feel as if I'm constantly collapsing inwardly, and I always get the sense when I'm in the midst of my own pain, I feel like I'm falling down like a black hole or something, and that's how I've been feeling again lately. But the topic that I talked about was finding yourself in these types of situations and not doing anything about it. So normally I do my best to find some type of healing remedy when I am overwhelmed. That's the whole purpose of spirituality for me personally, is to uplift me and to have my mind reach clarity and calmness. That's why I first ever began a path of, I guess you can say, awareness, is to find calmness, because I was always a person, not always, I can't generalize. I spent a lot of my life and continued to spend a lot of my life in the midst of anxiety and depression and other things like that, and so I needed to find a way to cope in a really healthy way, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. But regardless of this, so the difference is this time that I'm finding myself in my normal emotional placement of discomfort. That sounds so pitiful. But as I find myself down again, the difference this time is that I've lost motivation to want to get out of it. When you go through something so frequently and so often, I can't say you, I can't speak for others, I begin to, you just begin to lose hope, because it's so frequent that when people say to you, it'll pass, it's a season, but if it happens so consistently, it makes you disbelieve your own truths. And so my question, I guess, I'm making this video for your guys' help, because I just feel like I'm at my ultimate low, and I need your own advice, because you guys always share such beautiful things. But I guess my question to you is, what do you do when you feel like you've ran out of all devices of getting out of your own pain? It's really, really hard for me to even desire or yearn to be in nature. Ever since I went to Peru, I lost all interest in learning and reading books, and I can't pick up books anymore. I can hardly journal, and things that used to be important to me have little to no interest anymore. I can't, excuse me, I shouldn't use the word can't, because I can, but I feel incapable sometimes of even sitting down and meditating. I haven't done that since I've been back from Peru. I don't really know what this video is about other than me asking for advice, but I guess you guys can decipher if this video is about relatability, because ever since I've been back, I feel like I've developed this sense of, this has been in me for a while, but it's prevalent lately, the sense of just a lot of self-pity, and I just feel ashamed because I go to Peru for a month, and I'm at an ayahuasca retreat center, and even during and after my ceremonies, I just got the sense that none of that was helping. And I don't want to put ayahuasca to shame, because I can sense within other people and split moments of even myself there has been a little bit of improvement. But for the most part, I feel ashamed and pitiful for going all the way to another foreign country to look for healing. So how do we let go of our own guilt? How do we live our own truths? And like I was talking about before, that Instagram post I made, I speculated maybe our pain comes from asking too much, questioning too much, thinking too much, overanalyzing. And maybe I still can't figure it out. I don't know if anyone has totally figured it out yet, but maybe life is just about being simple-minded, to not necessarily be an intellectual. And I'm not saying I'm an intellectual, because I'm far from that, but maybe we're supposed to just get back down to our roots, to not yearn for so much, to not yearn for the ultimate job, the ultimate relationship. But I feel like everything I say is a contradiction, because I also feel like creating vision and yearning for those things are prosperous sometimes. So I guess that's where the problem comes in, is the thinking, is the fact that, yes, we know that this whole life, every thought will be a contradiction or a paradox at some level, because we all assimilate information differently. But how do we be in this world and forgo our set ideas of our morals, of what's right or wrong, of the paradox of existence? How do we let that go and just be simple? I feel anxiety when I think of even just knowledge anymore. I feel anxiety when I think of the fact of, for instance, of healing in general, and how you can think of a topic like ayahuasca and plant medicine, and then you can think of a topic of something maybe more subtle than that, like meditation and yoga, something without substance, and you can have two people discuss these in their absolute truths, saying one is the absolute and the other is the absolute. And how do we come to terms with the fact that everything in this life is going to be dualistic, and be okay with that, and to let go of that need to justify and to know and to learn and to stop quantifying everything in life. I feel like this video and my words are absolutely ridiculous, and I totally went off topic as usual, and most of it doesn't really even make sense to me right now. But like I said, I'm just asking for advice because I no longer know how to stop feeling so heavy and so in my head all the time. Because it feels like everything I do, there's frustration that comes with it, because I realize, because there's so much truth out there, and everything that I do totally contradicts everything else I do. And so I'm just frustrated with life, because it's like you can't escape the fact that you will never be right, but you are constantly right. It's like, I don't know why it causes me so much anxiety to know that every single truth that I feel like I finally come to the conclusion of literally means nothing at all. It doesn't mean anything. All concepts just seem so distant and foreign from me right now. It's funny because even if I ask someone for advice of, okay, how do I simplify, how do I quiet my mind and be happy, I could come back with my own ideas. Okay, so the answer is gratitude. And then I practice gratitude for X amount of time. But at the end of the day, it's just a concept. Everything seems to be just a concept. It's like I can know the answer to the solution and I can practice it, but it doesn't get me to where I want to go. But maybe the problem is I constantly want to get somewhere. Maybe there's nowhere to get. I don't know. And see what I'm saying? That post I made, questioning and thinking, can be really toxic. Can be really detrimental and totally irrelevant to progression. You don't have to constantly try to devour the world in its meaning, and you don't have to know where you're going, and you don't have to know everything, how the body operates, how consciousness is, what dimension we're in. These things don't bring you happiness, ultimate happiness. At the end of the day, it's just transient, just like this stick. So how do we get out of our minds? How do we get out of the consuming idea of needing thought to survive? I feel like, for me at least, to become happy is to simplify. And to simplify is to stop thinking so much and to stop basing my whole existence off of some level of needing to know and to learn and to perceive. To get into the heart space, I feel like is very simple, and we complicate everything. And I don't know why, and I don't know how to stop it. How do you get back to having motivation, having vision, wanting and desiring to slow down and to be okay and to be in nature and to be with yourself? I don't know if it's an endless cycle of questioning, of thinking. I have no idea what to do anymore. I feel like I'm out of ideas. I mean, I come back from Peru and now I'm living at my parents and I can't find a job and I don't know what to do with my life again and again and again on repeat. And why do those types of things cause me to feel heavy? Why does being unemployed cause me to feel worthless? Why does living with my parents again cause me to feel like an idiot. All I know is that life should really be simple in order to be at peace, to have inner calmness, inner security. Your mind, should be simple. But in the process of trying to become simple, you become complicated. It seems never ending. Thank you for listening to my rant. I apologize, but at the same time, I'm not really sorry because I'm just saying what I want to say. And if you don't enjoy, you don't have to watch. But I do thank those who like to watch my rambling and to observe and try to understand life with me. I hope you all are doing well. Thank you.